Live from our Kwacha studios in Blantyre, we bring you the latest edition of Embassy News. You're with me, Arthur Chokoto. Our top stories. Second Vice President Nkhani says he is certain that the administration of President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika will deliver its campaign promises. Roads Authority completes construction of temporary diversion at Mpasadzi and Nkhani Bridge on M1 Road in Kasungu. All primary and secondary schools across the country, except those in Kotakota, open for second term today. Well, glad you could join us. Second Vice President Nkhani says he is hopeful that the administration of President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika will deliver its campaign promises. Nkhani said this at a Thanksgiving development rally he addressed in Rumpi on Sunday. George Kandawire reports.
According to the second Vice President, his party and other alliance partners moved all corners of the country, preaching the message of hope, development and peace. He says now that they're in government, they are here to thank the people for voting President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika as a torchbearer for the Blue Alliance. Among other things, Nkhani said government has made sure that the country has enough fuel, fertilizer, forex and food. He has since ordered ADMAC officials to make sure that all central markets are open for people to access maize.
We have found a lot of problems. Number one, issues of forex, everybody knows. Issues of hunger, issues of fertilizer, issues of fuel. And our President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, he has tried his best to stabilize it. You know that now at least the fuel has stabilized. Now we're going to tackle one by one. First, he's going to look at issues of fertilizer. He's going to look at issues of forex. He's also going to look at other issues. We have to deliver what we promised to the people of Malawi. ADMAC depots, most of them, there's a distance, 5-10 kilometers, which most people cannot afford. So they have to open mostly closer to the people. In fact, it's good that ADMAC should be closer to the people because ADMAC is for the people. The people are for ADMAC. ADMAC is for the people, so they need to be closer to each other.
Speaking area, Paramount Chief Chikula Mayembe of the district commended government for making sure that the country has fuel, food, forex and fertilizer, among others. Among those present at the rally include Alliance for Democracy Afford Vice Chairperson, Reverend Morris Mundhali, Lumpi District Commissioner, Thomas Chigwenembe, Paramount Chief Chikula Mayembe, DPP and Afford representatives, among others. George Kandawire, MBC, Rumpi.
The Ministry of Transport and Public Works says the temporary diversion which got damaged at Mpasadzi in Kasungu on the M1 Road on 2nd January 2026 has been repaired and is now accessible for motorists. Minister responsible, Feston Kauba, made the remarks in Lilongwe. He also said the 7 bridges which were damaged by floods in Kotakota, of the 7 bridges, 3 have been fixed and accessible to motorists. Isaac Jali has a report.
Intense rains and subsequent flooding damaged Mpasadzi Bridge in Kasungu on the M1 road, after which Roads Authority immediately put a diversion to allow flow of traffic. However, rising water levels as a result of persistent heavy rains on 2nd January overtopped the temporary diversion at Mpasadzi, but immediate repair works were undertaken and the diversion is now accessible. Minister of Transport, Feston Kauba, also disclosed that the Roads Authority has instituted routine daily maintenance works from 11 hours in the morning to 13 hours in the afternoon to ensure the sustainability of the temporary access. He said while the temporary diversion is in use, alternative routes are being improved to reduce pressure on the temporary bridge and provide relief during maintenance periods. He also said, in parallel, the Ministry of Transport, through the Roads Authority, has commenced the process of mobilizing Bele Bridge components and related materials for the construction of a semi-permanent access structure. He called on the public to desist from environmental plunder, saying the events in the past few days are as a result of environmental degradation. However, he assured the public that the government and key stakeholders like contractor Motor Angel and the Malawi Defense Force are working around the clock to mitigate the problem caused by the floods.
On the M1 road, severe damage occurred at Mpasazi and Nkhani bridges in Kasungu district. I am pleased to report the following progress. Working with our contractor Motor Angel, temporary access platforms have been successfully installed at both Mpasazi and Nkhani bridges, allowing traffic to resume. The Roads Authority has instituted routine daily maintenance works from 11 o'clock in the morning to 1 o'clock in the afternoon to ensure the sustainability of the temporary access. So meaning that during this period, people and the public will experience temporary closure of this access because of these routine daily maintenance works.
In sum, Kaupa has assured the nation that the Ministry of Transport and Public Works, together with the Roads Authority, contractors, development partners and other key stakeholders, is doing everything possible to restore connectivity, safeguard public safety, while also ensuring that durable and climate-resilient infrastructure solutions are implemented. Isaac Jali, MBC, Lilongwe.
Schools are opening for the second term today. A statement from the Minister of Education, Science and Technology has permitted that all schools be open today except for those in Kota, where floods have affected most infrastructure and are undergoing recovery. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education has advised school authorities, parents and guardians to take note of the revised opening dates and continue exercising caution in flood-affected areas as recovery efforts continue. Blantyre City Mayor Councillor Isaac Jomo Osman has called on the private sector to join hands with government in alleviating some of the challenges that continue to impede the delivery of quality health services in several health centers across the city. Osman said the situation in some hospitals is difficult and government alone cannot manage to address the challenges. Chisomo Break reports.
Blantyre City Council has over 11 primary health facilities that face an increased demand for services due to fast urbanization. According to Osman, the facilities face persistent challenges, including lack of piped water, electricity, and old infrastructure. For example, Bangwe Community Hospital, with a population of 217,000, has only 9 beds, according to the hospital's in charge, Kennedy Lower.
The population for the facility covers about 217,000. So for a facility like that, having 8 beds in the postnatal is quite a very big challenge. The challenge is seen mostly when you have emergencies in the ward. It's very difficult to help a patient that is on a floor than patients that are in a bed.
South Lunzu Health Center is another facility facing persistent challenges, as Member of Parliament for the area, Veronica Ndalama, explains.
Most patients are even admitted and do not have a bed. They are forced to sleep on the ground, on the floor. So we hope that in the future we'll be able to have a bigger hospital with better beds. We also have problems with water. We're hoping that we get a proper water supply here at our hospital, as well as electricity. We're also looking to have our electricity backup.
To help ease the situation in the 2 hospitals, a charity organization, Faizani Global Relief Foundation, FGRF, has donated 16 beds to the 2 health facilities.
Hospital beds we are doing today is something we had initiated a few months ago, where we gave out some hospital beds to Queens, and when we were approached by Bangwe Health Clinic and South Lunzu Health Clinic that they were in need of beds and the medical facilities, they were facing some issues. So we thought, let us use this opportunity to come and give the very little we've got. Today we have distributed 8 beds at Bangwe and 8 in South Lunzu.
Blantyre City Mayor Councillor Isaac Jom Osman, while commending the support from FGRF, echoed calls for more players to support the city's primary health centers.
We need to save lives. You see, at the hospital, don't have beds. Someone could wake up today and say that this is not important. This is very important, because a lot of hospitals, they don't have these facilities. So to us, to have this, we think, oh my God, it's what we need.
According to Osman, Bangwe and South Lunzu health centers are a few out of several facilities in Blantyre City that continue to grapple with persistent problems. This is the reason why the city's mayor continues to urge more players to come in and assist in the health sector. Chisomo Break, MBC, Blantyre.
The Association of Environmental Journalists in Malawi, AEJ, has underscored the need for all stakeholders to take an active role in activities for this year's tree planting season. Speaking to NBC, President of the Association, Titus Lindsay, highlighted the need for continued monitoring to mitigate the negative impact of climate-induced disasters. Government launched this year's tree planting season on December 15 last year, and at least 41 million trees are expected to be planted this year, a rise from 40 million trees that were earmarked for the same period the previous season. Lindsay explains.
Our call as the association is to every Malawian to be responsible enough and take a very big role in making sure that we have planted trees that's around our homes. Time is here that we stop relying much on government to tell us what to do. It's our homes, let's take care of them and let's protect them. These trees which are being planted surrounding our homes, they act as wind breaks. No matter how strong the wind may be, but if we have trees surrounding our homes, the wind will be controlled. The major problem now at the moment is that the winds find bare grounds and it's easier for the roofs to be blown off. But time is here for mindset change. We need to change the way we think. We need to change the way we look at things. For how long will we be waiting for government to tell us to plant trees? For how long will we be waiting to hear a call from the authorities, MPs, councillors, mayors and whoever to ask us to plant trees? For how long are we going to keep on asking as to how much are we getting at the end of the day by planting a tree surrounding your house? Like seriously, we can do better. Why should we surround your home? Why should you be paid for planting a tree around your area, around your village, around your community? So it's about mindset change. We change the way we think, the way we look at things.
You're watching the morning edition of NBC News. A reminder of our top stories. Second Vice President Dinok Chihana says he is certain that the administration of President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika will deliver its campaign promises. Roads Authority completes construction of temporary diversion at Mpasadzi and Nkhani Bridge on M1 Road in Kasungu. All primary and secondary schools across the country, except those in Kotakoda, open for second term today. And moving on, Calvary Family Church International has challenged believers to align themselves with God as the source of all things. President and founder of the church, Dr. Madalitso Mbewe, made the remarks during this year's thematic message conference in Blantyre.
The message to the whole nation, to the whole world, is that God is saying that He's the year of connecting with God. Everybody needs to know God and connect with Him. Connect with Him so that you connect with Him, we can align much thoughts. As a nation, we need to make sure we don't connect with other evil forces, other evil gods, other witchcraft and satanic forces. We connect with God so that when we do so, our nation will be saved from all the evils that are going on.
Well, the conference drew local and international dignitaries, and commenting on the theme, Knowing Him, Connected and Aligning with God, Liwonde CFC pastor John Lodzani said it will help him and his church to align with God.
The theme was very wonderful, very encouraging, very true, and it has come at a right time. connecting, knowing God, connecting, aligning ourselves with God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This is very, as a church, we lost it. But now, with this message, the theme of this year is very wonderful, and I have liked it. My role is to let the members know that we have to know God. You know what, my dear brother, nowadays people are selling themselves instead of selling Jesus Christ, instead of let people know God, they are saying, know me, know my ministry. But this time around, let us know God. Let us connect with God. When we connect with God, everything is possible. We cannot achieve anything unless we connect with God. So this is a wonderful thing. I have liked it. From the bottom of my heart, I have liked it.
In entertainment news, Urban Music People UMP has presented awards to the 2025 Best Media Personalities and Musicians. During the event in Blantyre, Masin Taji Tsitsimutso Choir of CCA Pinko Machino Dinilongwe received an award as the Best Women Choir in 2025 because of the Takula Ndirani song. Simeon Boyce reports.
The Takulandani song, which was composed in 2023 to welcome visitors at the annual assembly at Masinta CCAP Church in Lilongwe, turned into an anthem in 2025. The song enjoyed airplay in radio stations, bars, and public events that included the 2025 political campaign. This outstanding performance has earned a group the UMP award as the Best Women's Choir in 2025.
We are very, very happy that we have received this award. We glorify the name of God because it is the first time that we have seen a woman's choir with that such a song.
During the night, the Ona Pangolini hitmaker Jetu is being recognized as the Best Artist of the Year in female category. Chileka-based reggae music group, the Black Missionaries Band, received an award as the Best Band of the Year. Musician Patience Namadingo stood out as the biggest winner after securing 4 major awards across music and humanitarian categories. Eli Njuchi, who lost some of his band members through a road accident towards the end of last year, has been awarded as the Best Afrobeats Fusion Act and Album of the Year, Chifu. While Tay Glynn has won the Tourism Promotion Award and the Global Impact Award. In the Media Personalities category, Innocent Kunchedwa, who works for Zodiac, received the award as the Best Online Reporter, and Times Group Entertainment Reporter Sam Banda Jr. received 2 awards as Best Print Reporter and Lifetime Achievement. Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, MBC Radio 2 presenters Joy Natu and Mwai Simbota also received awards as Best Male DJ and Best Female DJ in 2025. During the event, Future Kings Dancing Group received 1 million kwacha cash prize for emerging as winners in the 2025 UMP Uyo Dance Competition. Simeon Boyce, MBC News, Blantyre.
And in international news, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is expected to answer criminal charges including cocaine importation conspiracy and terrorism, among others, in the United States of America. This follows an operation that led to his capture by the U.S. on Saturday. Telson Magombo with the details.
The charges stem from allegations of running a corrupt and illegitimate government fueled by extensive drug trafficking operation that flooded the United States with thousands of tons of cocaine. Maduro's capture by U.S. military operation has sparked debate about legality of the action by China, South Africa, among others. According to U.S. President Donald Trump, Maduro's capture is expected to reduce acts of terrorism in the United States.
The illegitimate dictator Maduro was the kingpin of a vast criminal network responsible for trafficking colossal amounts of deadly and illicit drugs into the United States. As alleged in the indictment, he personally oversaw the vicious cartel known as Cartel de las Solas, which flooded our nation with lethal poison, responsible for the deaths of countless Americans, the many, many Americans. Hundreds of thousands over the years of Americans died because of him. Maduro and his wife will soon face the full might of American justice and stand trial on American soil. Right now, they're on a ship they'll be heading to, ultimately, New York, and then a decision will be made.
The Trump administration is expected to run the Venezuelan government until proper transition is made. Tilson Magombo, NBC News.
And that's it from our newsroom this morning. But before we leave you, a recap of our top stories. Second Vice President Dinok Chihana says he is certain that the administration of President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika will deliver its campaign promises. Roads Authority completes construction of temporary diversion at Mpasadzi and Nkhani Bridge on M1 Road in Kasungu. All primary and secondary schools across the country, except those in Kotakota, open for second term today. And keep up to date with our news coverage on our digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You are with me, Arthur Chokoto. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
serving the nation.